Okay, so hello everyone. So welcome to today's demo session on ethical hacking with cybersecurity. And myself, I'm Advait Kambam. I'm a cybersecurity trainer for the past 6 years. I've been in this industry for more than 8 years, and I have an association with Kapil Group and Kapil IT Skills Hub. And this is a demo for the subject cybersecurity with ethical hacking, which you are going to attend. This demo, what I want to do is show you a give you a brief idea of what exactly this course is going to cover, and also discuss about all the topics that we are going to cover in the next few months, if at all this particular thing goes forward, and also answer your questions, because you might be having a lot of questions, you might be having certain doubts, or maybe any queries that you wanted to ask. Okay, so I'll be answering all those things, taking each and everything very patiently. So feel free. This is not something like a college classroom or something. And definitely, I'm not your professor. I don't have your internal marks. I'm not going to cut them. So you are free to ask me questions. Okay. It is your duty to ask me questions, and it is my responsibility to answer each and everything at the earliest with a proper response. Okay. So I hope I'm clear. So if I'm clear, can someone just give me a thumbs up or maybe answer it? Okay, that's great. Fine. Let me just share my screen so you can see. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to now share my screen, and you will be having this view of the syllabus. So I hope my screen is clearly visible, right, for everybody? Okay. Uh, do you want my camera? Okay, let me just share my video as well. So now am I visible clearly, guys? Okay, fine. So I think even the screen should be visible for you now. This particular thing is the syllabus that we are going to cover, and the syllabus basically contains around 30 modules of topics. I'm going to give you a brief idea about all the topics that we are going to cover and also talk about them. And then, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Okay. First, we are going to start with, as the course is cybersecurity with ethical hacking. Cybersecurity is a very huge subject, very huge topic. It's a you can consider, it's like programming. In programming, you have multiple branches like C language, C++, Java, Python. You have hundreds of them. You can't even count. You have more than 100. Okay. In the same way, even cybersecurity is a very vast domain. This domain has, on an average, you can consider, on a broader perspective, you can say you have somewhere around 5 6 domains, like red teaming, which is the offensive part. That is what we are going to cover, which is also part of ethical hacking. Then we have blue teaming, which is the defensive part, where we try to protect the networks, or it can be any cyber infrastructure. Then we have SOC analysis, which is part of blue teaming itself, but because of its growth and because of its impact, we can see it as a separate department as well. And then we also have, you can consider forensics department is one important thing that most of the companies invest in. There is one major important thing called as GRC, governance, risk and compliance, which is now being taken very seriously, and which is being considered as most important and most powerful like you can say positions in cyber security, because these are the people who decide the budgets, decide the mission, vision, and everything, the manifesto for cyber security for that year. So these are some broader classifications of cyber security. Our course deals with ethical hacking and cyber security, which is the offensive part, which is the red teaming. where we try to attack. Attacking is our main goal, because for example, I generally give this example because it is very easy to understand. If at all you go to a hospital, let's suppose you have some kind of a dust allergy or something. When doctor wants to perform a dust allergy test, some allergy test, they try to poke your hand with on your hand with some kind of yes. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. So if the doctor wants to conduct some kind of an allergy test, he or she will take some kind of a needle or maybe lancet and poke you on your hand for like 8 to 10 times, but depending on how many tests they want to conduct. And they will apply the same bacteria which you are allergic to and check whether there are any reactions or not. In the same way, what we as hackers, also called as penetration testers and cybersecurity professionals, what we do is we try to attack the network of a company that pays us, and we try to find its problems. When we try to find problems, what happens is they will know, yes, there is a problem which exists and we have to treat it. So it's just like accepting that we have a problem so we can treat it properly. Once this is done, then our task of protecting it, or maybe finding out who is attacking, not from the official source, with a criminal intent, who is attacking it, all these things come under blue teaming, forensics and other departments. So the first step is to attack and then find out the vulnerabilities. So that is where we come in and we try to provide our services by attacking. Now, this is as important as protecting also. If you are not knowing what to protect and why you are protecting it, it's a very big problem. So you need to know what you are protecting and why you have to protect, because there is a problem. And how come you know that there is a problem? Because you are attacking it. So that is what we will do in our jobs. Okay. Now, coming to our syllabus, we are going to cover ethical hacking. We will start with the orientation. I'll be giving you a copy of this as well. You are like, I'll give it to the management. So if anybody wants it, you can just ask them and they will be sharing the copy. So this we start with orientation. Let me just increase a little bit size. Yeah. So we start with orientation, where we will be discussing about the, yes. Anybody, any questions? Okay. So we will be discussing about what is the right mindset, what we should be doing to learn this ethical hacking, and are we in the right direction towards learning this. This is what we will be covering. Because for example, if you want to go from Hyderabad to Chennai and you are in the direction of Mumbai or Delhi, are you going to reach your destination? Definitely not, because you are in the wrong direction. So for learning anything, first of all, we have to unlearn certain things. We have to have the right direction towards our goal. That is what is dealt with in this orientation. You can consider this demo class also as an orientation, because it is giving you certain clarity on what you are going to do and how you are going to do it. Then comes effective note making and report writing. We will be working as cybersecurity professionals or penetration testers in companies. When we are doing this, maybe we will be reporting to some of our managers or someone who might not be of technical experience. Maybe they have done their MBA and they've come, or maybe they are from some other department where they don't know technically about what we are speaking of. Then it's quite hard for us to actually convince them, or at least report them what we have done. So that is the reason we need to have effective note making and effective report writing. These are quite important. Reports, yes, anybody can do it, but making it more effective so even non-technical persons can understand technicalities, and also creating POCs. You can see the word here. POC basically stands for proof of concept. So creating this proof of concept as an evidence for what you have done is quite important in each and every company that you work for. So for that reason, we will be studying a lot about how we can effectively make notes and also effectively write reports. Okay. In this, we have multiple types of formats: PDF, PPT, documents, CSV format, HTML. All these things we will be studying. When we say we study about this, we will see different opportunities, different techniques, and we will try to compare them. Which one is suitable for what? Because there is not much to discuss about PDF. You all know PDFs. You have some in some point of life, maybe in your engineering or in your college, in your general day to day life, you might have seen PDFs. You know how they work, you know how to open them and everything. The only difference is how you are going to make use of this PDF for an effective note making, or how you can take use of this PPT for an effective note making or report writing. So that is what we are going to discuss, differences and their impacts, which one is more suitable for what situation. Those things we are going to discuss. And then we are going to see about note making. We will study about certain softwares. These are all very simple, some of them you might have already known. Cherry Tree is one which I currently use. Then there is one more thing from Microsoft which is called OneNote. You can use this. Or Google company provides us with Google Keep for storing our notes, you can use that. There is one more thing called Keep Note, which is also quite famous. It is more popular in both Linux and also Windows, so we will be using this one. And for POCs, that is proof of concept, we will be using Chasm or OBS Studio, which are one of my favorites. So whatever I tell you in this course is not something which I don't follow. Everything that I follow in my life, everything that I follow in my office or in my training activities, or for any for that matter any activity that I do, whatever I use, only those things I'm going to recommend you. It doesn't mean that you should stick to only those tools. You are free to try and explore every tool that is possible. Okay. Then for taking screenshots, I would suggest you to go with tools like Flame Shot or Green Shot. And if snipping tool is something which is already present in our Windows, so you can use this one also. It doesn't matter, but I would suggest you with Flame Shot or Green Shot, which are actually very good. And then we are going to start with introduction to hacking and cyber security. Now, what are all the things that we are going to study in this? What is cyber security? As the name says, it's just an introduction. Okay, so we can see what is cyber security, what is hacking, what is the difference, why there is hacking, why we need to hack into systems. Because I would always recommend people to study the causes and reasons rather than studying the theory and memorizing some facts. Okay, so for example, today if some people ask me who is the CEO of Google, everybody knows it is Sundar Pichai, they would tell. Who is the founder of Google? Most people would not know. It is Larry Page and Seri Gargan. Now, what is the difference? I'm just memorizing a particular name. But why did they become Google CEO? That is the major question. In the same way, why are we learning hacking? Everybody says what is hacking, but why is hacking important? That is what we need to study as professionals. If we don't know why we are doing what we are doing, then there is no meaning to what we are doing. Okay. Next, we will study about phases of hacking. For every activity that we do, there is a step by step process. Even in hacking, we have a step by step process called as phases of hacking. There are 5 6 phases of hackings, and we are going to discuss about them. It is going to be more like a discussion rather than just like a theory class that I'm taking. So you will be more participative when you learn stuff. And then we will start with general office terminology, because suddenly tomorrow you join a job, and maybe your manager or your vice president comes to you, or maybe in general in a team, they start talking something like the exploit for today's attack happened so rapidly that our risk is so much. You need to know what is risk, what is exploit. In our general life, we mean risk means problem, but in companies, risk means different. It can be a reputational loss or a financial loss or something else. So we need to know in what context people are talking. So we will study about general office terminology, then types of hackings, types of hackers, and prerequisites of hacking. So for learning any subject, you need certain prerequisites. These prerequisites are the requirements that you have to complete before you start learning. That means before learning hacking, you need to have a laptop. Before learning hacking, you need to have right mindset. All these things are quite important. There are certain prerequisites which we will be discussing, and then we go into introduction to computers and programming. So, programming, you might get a doubt. Programming is not at all mandatory for cybersecurity. Even without programming, you can become a good hacker. The only difference between good programmer and non-programmer in hacking is, if you are a non-programmer, you become a good hacker. If you are a programmer, you become a great hacker. So there is a difference between good and great. Whether you want to be a good hacker or a great hacker, it determines how you are choosing your path. And then we are going to have a program called basic program, beginners all purpose coding instruction kindergarten. And here we are going to study about Python programming. Python programming, the reason we have selected this is it is user friendly and easy to understand, more portable, and a lot of applications are there. We will also be seeing a lot of scripts in our cybersecurity course where we will be seeing Python. So it is going to be a like giving you a clearer picture of this particular thing. Then we have overview of Linux. Linux overview, generally we speak of Kali Linux operating system. We can actually hack with Windows also. The only difference is it takes a lot of time and effort. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah. So we will be using something called Linux operating system instead of Windows. And specifically, we are going to shift towards Kali Linux, kernel auditing Linux. And this particular Linux is a, you can say, recommended choice by most of the cybersecurity professionals. Now, in this Kali Linux, we will see the installation part, and then we will see how to set up the whole of operating system. What is Linux file system? Where do you find what kind of files? And basic Linux commands. How do you delete a file? How do you copy a file, move a file, or maybe make a directory, that means a folder, or delete a folder? What you are going to do to open a particular browser or a file? All these things we will study in this basic Linux commands. Once this is done, we are going to start with social engineering attacks. In this particular thing, yes, oh, connect చేశాను, but I think you can use it. We are connected to Wi-Fi anyhow. Thank you. Yeah. So we will be actually learning about social engineering attacks, where we will study about social media hacking. For example, in your life, you might have heard people saying, what do you say? My Facebook account got hacked, or Instagram account got hacked, my Gmail account got hacked. How exactly is this hacking happening? So we need to study about that as hackers, because you should be able to do the same hacking on someone else so that you can prove your skill. We will learn some basic idea about hacking banking sites. Let's suppose I will be showing you in the class itself maybe one or two banking sites also, how they are accessed, or maybe hacking college or university login pages, hospitals, all these things. Then we will be using certain automated tools to perform these attacks. Some of them are Zfisher, Nextfisher, Kingfisher. Again, don't mistake this Kingfisher to the Kingfisher ads that you see. I'm pretty sure most of you might get confused. This is used for phishing. Now, we are not just going to limit ourselves for automated tools. No, we don't want ourselves to be script kiddies. So what we want to learn is also about manual phishing. So how we do it without any automated tools. And then we are going to study about footprinting and reconnaissance. I think I mentioned about this phases of hacking, right? So phases of hacking contains 5 6 phases, like information gathering, then network scanning, enumeration, and a lot of other things. Okay, so we will be studying them one after the other. So here we will start with the first phase of hacking, which is footprinting and reconnaissance, also called as information gathering, in which mostly we will be covering three parts. One is OSINT, open source intelligence, finding information that which are already publicly available. Then passive information, which information can be found only through certain sources, which is not publicly available for everybody. Then active information gathering, where you try to interact with your target itself and find as much information as possible. All these things we will study. And then we are going to see certain other tools. You have a big list of tools also, which we are going to cover in this. So starting with, there is a tool called the harvester, then what web, built with lookup, Spiderfoot, Vapalizer, all these things tools, we are going to use them to find information about websites. and then we will start with the basics of networking. So in this we will study what is a network, what is internet, basic network components, components what are there, types of network, what is an IP address. We all know what is a physical address. Let's say you, I ask you what is your address, you would say some area name, some flat number, house number, whatever it is, some area name and the city with pin code. And how are you going to say what is your address for your laptop? That is based out of IP address. Okay, in this we have different types, we also have different classifications, and we also have different classes of IP address. All these things we will see. After this, finally, we will be seeing about subnetting concept, where we will study how IP addresses are actually allocated to different devices. When you connect to a network, maybe you get something like 192.168.0 dot something. So how exactly are we going to connect? That is what we are going to study. Along with this, we are also going to see different other concepts like network scanning. In this we have already studied networking basics. Okay, now we are going to scan these networks. We understood the concepts, we are putting them into application. We will see what is a network. Okay, network scanning, how it is done, what is a port, what are the important ports that we study in cybersecurity. And you can see different other tools like ping, nmap, net discover, all these things. These are all different tools used for the same purpose, some of them, and different purposes, some of them. So we will be studying about them. And one more thing, one of the most important tools in the whole of cybersecurity network scanning is nmap. So nmap is something that we do like use in a daily basis, and we'll be using that also. Okay, then we study about enumeration. Enumeration basically means finding more information on a specific topic, or you can also call it as classifying, segregating, separating useful information from useless information. For example, I find a lot of information online, in that most of it might not be useful, it might be just junk. So I need to separate that information from the valuable information, so that when I am trying to attack, I only have information that is very important, nothing else. So that is enumeration, which we will study. After this, we are also going to study about vulnerability assessment. What is vulnerability assessment? Why vulnerability assessment is important? Okay, there is something called a mid-tray attack framework, cyber kill chain mechanism, all these things. Along with it, we are also going to study some theory of it, like CVSS score, CVE, NVD, National Vulnerability Database, NIST, GHDB, which stands for Google Hacking Database. All these things we are going to study. Then Nessus installation. There is a tool called Nessus, which is quite free and also costly. So we'll be using the free version, install it in our virtual box, in our operating system, Kali Linux, and try to use it for a lot of reasons. Then we have Nessus scan. So we will be doing different scans like the basic scans and advanced scans, and study about them depending on our need. For example, we want a simple tool to be used without identifying any other person, then we will be using some basic scan. No, if we want to find more information very aggressively, even if the person knows that we are scanning, no problem, then we will go for advanced scan. So depending on the scenario and situation, we are going to select this. Then we are going to see system hacking and introduction to malware. As you all know, till date you might have studied about antivirus, or maybe how to install antivirus, firewall, all these things. First time we are going to study about virus. Okay, malware, how to create malware, and how malware attacks generally happen, all these things. We will be studying about eternal blue attack, Windows 7 hacking, and some kind of malware attacks, and scam awareness, how scams happen and how we can protect ourselves, these things. Along with this, we will study about privilege escalation for both Windows and also for Linux, using both binaries like Unix binaries, and also using some scripts. It can be a Python script, it can be a bash shell, it can be executable, all these things. Then we will study about sniffing attacks, just like the sniffer dogs that you see in your movies and all, police dogs. So in the same way, we try to sniff the data. So for this, we need certain tools like Wireshark, Ettercap, BetterCap. We use all these things and we try to gather information. Then we study about password cracking, where on a general scale we have three types of password crackings, which we will be covering in our course. One is zip file password cracking, the second one is login page password cracking, and third one is Wi-Fi password cracking. All three are different types, and we will be using each and every one separately. Then we have some concept called denial of service. We will study what is DOS, denial of service, what is DDoS, and what are the tools that are used for this particular attack. Okay, so you can use any tool depending on what is your situation, and we will be studying each and every situation and each and every tool. Okay, next we study about web servers, web applications. This introduction is very important because how a web application is created, what are the technologies that are being used, and how it functions and how it actually operates. If we know that, only then we can hack it and we can find information for actually taking advantage of it. Okay, so once this introduction is done, then we'll get into web application pen testing. You can see all these vulnerabilities which are there, starting from brute force till XSS attacks. Okay, brute force, command injection, CSRF, file inclusion, file upload, SQL, JavaScript, XSS. These are just basics. There are a lot of things that we'll be covering. Okay, so you can actually learn a lot of these things practically with some practice session. Okay, next, introduction to firewalls and anti-malware software and honeypots. Anti-malware software is basically antivirus that we are speaking of. Okay, so this basically is a blue team concept, but the reason we are studying about this is because we will encounter a lot of antiviruses and firewalls when we are trying to hack into some devices, or maybe we might get into honeypots also. We will study what is a honeypot, what is firewall, what is antivirus, how they work, and so that we can take advantage of it properly. Okay, next we are going to study about wireless attacks. In wireless attacks, we study about Wi-Fi hacking, how wireless technologies like Wi-Fi are getting hacked very easily, what exactly is its procedure, and how long will it take for a particular person who is using a complex password, like one minimum upper letter, one minimum lower letter, one special character, one number, all these things if I use, then how long will it take for me to crack the password? We will study that. And then we will study about malware analysis. I hope you remember we studied about, I mean, we talked about introduction to malware here. Now we are going to be the defensive part. So we need to actually understand, if you get a file, what is it, whether it is really a malware or not. So for that reason, we will be studying about malware analysis. In that, again, we will study both static analysis and dynamic analysis, because both of them are quite important. Then we will go into mobile application pen testing, because here we have covered the web application. We are still left with mobile application, because nowadays who is going to facebook.com and using Facebook? Everybody opens Facebook application. Who opens instagram.com? Nobody. Instagram is an application. So we need to study what exactly is the important thing that we are going to do in mobile application pen testing, like static analysis and dynamic analysis, both equally we will be studying. Then finally we have introduction to hacking, electronics in hacking. Okay, so these days if you observe, the growth of electronics is quite large. Like you can see smart homes, you can see smartphones, you can see Alexa, Amazon Fire Stick, you can see a lot of things which use electronic parts, and they are actually being taken control by hackers. How this thing happens, what you can do to protect, and what exactly are the concepts that you have to learn to become a professional who can protect electronics or use electronics for attacking. So these kind of things we'll study. And then we study about communication also. And don't mistake, this communication is not going to be an English class or something. This communication is going to be more about the radio communication, the satellite communication, the telecom communication, how these things happen, and how we are actually cybersecurity experts, how we are taking this as an advantage, or how we can catch others, or if we do something wrong, how we will get caught. All these things we'll study. Then we study about cloud computing. Can someone tell me, previously, when we used to have, okay, so previously when we used to have CDs and DVDs, How many of you are still aware of those days? CDs and DVDs. Have you seen any? Guys, you can respond. Okay. So previously we used to have CDs and DVDs, and then we got before floppies and all. Next CDs, DVDs. Later we got pen drives. Slowly we reduced the size and made it into SD cards or memory cards. And now, can you find any people who are actually like using CDs and DVDs, or maybe carrying a pen drive in their pocket? No, because if you have 10 photos that you click, you can save all of them in your Google Photos or maybe Google Drive. Who is going to use physical devices now when cloud devices are already available, cloud services are already available? So for that reason, what we do is we need to study about introduction to cloud computing. In this, we study about what is a cloud, different types of clouds, how we can take advantage of them. All these things we will study. Then we study about introduction to IT, IS, IoT, and OT. What are these? Quite long answer. IT stands for information technology, which everybody knows. IS stands for information security. When we are trying to speak with someone, let's suppose you are talking some secret on phone, you try to hide your mouth, you try to see whether someone is listening or not. But when it comes to the message that you're seeing or sending someone or receiving it from someone, you don't actually bother whether someone is listening to it or not. Okay, information is not secure in this world completely. So we need to study about information security, how we can actually increase this. And there is IoT. We spoke of these smart homes and smart cars and everything. So IoT basically stands for Internet of Things. So if you connect a thing, for example, this is my mobile, and let's suppose this is a water bottle. And now what happens if I put some chip into this, and if I connect that chip to my mobile, and after some time I drink some water, depending on the level of water, if I get an SMS saying that someone has drunk from your bottle, or maybe something like you have drunk so much water today, don't drink it, or maybe you have drunk too less, drink some more water. What am I doing? Bottle is a physical thing, and I'm connecting it with my mobile phone. So what happens is, when you connect things with internet, it becomes Internet of Things. And these days we are seeing a lot of them like that. And OT, finally, which is operational technology. For example, you go to a cement factory, you go to a nuclear plant. There, what happens is, you have a lot of mechanical systems which work because of computers. Like if you want to open a door or a latch, you don't directly go and open it. You press a button, and the computer actually opens it by turning the valves or something. So now this is called as operational technology, which is operating a lot of manual things. Now, what if I can control that particular latch, the computer which controls the latch? I can make it loose, and the whole of cement is lost, or maybe nuclear energy is lost. It damages the whole area, all these things. So, we as cybersecurity professionals, we have to protect them. For that reason, we study about this. And then finally, we have cryptography and steganography. We are almost about to end. Cryptography and steganography, where we study about certain tools like these, and also the difference between encoding, decoding, encryption, decryption, and hashing. Not just about this, we will study why we have to study cryptography or steganography. What exactly is the practical approach that we will study. Then we have about privacy and anonymity. We will study about browsers. What are browsers? Why do we use browsers? And how browsers are hacking us. Cyber search engines is also the same. What is a search engine? Why do we have search engines? Which is the best search engine that you go for? Or why search engines actually hack us? Okay, how they can hack us. Then we study about the same for proxy, VPN, Tor, dark web. All these things we'll study. Finally, hacking and cybersecurity in today's AI world. We'll study about a little bit of ChatGPT, because these days you might have seen every industry is being taken over by like artificial intelligence. If we sit silent, even hacking jobs will be taken by robots itself, and it has already been proven in certain countries. So what we should be doing is, we should learn about how we can use AI in hacking, and how we are actually facing AI against hacking. If we know both positives and negatives, we can actually take advantage of this, utilize this to maybe solve some problems, or utilize it for actually creating some impact. And then using this, we can actually take advantage of it and make our lives better also. Because rightly said by some I don't remember exactly, but one company's CEO or founder actually told that there are no jobs that are going to be lost because ChatGPT or any other AI is good. The job is only lost for those who cannot use those tools in their job. For example, I have two candidates. One knows ChatGPT, the other one does not know ChatGPT. I would always prefer a person who knows ChatGPT, because at least it's like he is having an assistant also who knows all the answers already. Okay, so I would prefer him rather than person who doesn't know how to use ChatGPT. Finally, at last, we are going to cover and close the session with career guidance, where I'll be guiding you through your resume building for cybersecurity and also your interview preparation, where we will be seeing how, what kind of questions do people ask in interviews, how you have to prepare for interviews, and what are the most important things you should focus on, all these things. I hope I'm clear with this till now. If anybody is having any questions, you can ask me or you can raise your hand. I'll get back to you. Anybody any questions till now? Yes, bye. Guys, if you have any question, feel free. You can ask me.
Hello.
Yes.
Uh, I have joined in the middle of session. So,
Okay.
how many months you are giving the training for cybersecurity?
This particular course, it takes approximately 100 hours of training. I generally don't speak in terms of months, because it creates a pressure on both the trainer and also the student to learn everything in a particular time. When I speak of this subject, I speak it in terms of hours. We need to have at least 100 hours of focused training. And depending on how many hours we are spending, I mean, I'm not sure how long we'll have sessions each day, if it is 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, I'm not sure. But it will take 100 hours of training. I assume to complete the whole course in 3 months.
Okay. After the training, you are giving any internship from with other
Okay.
companies?
Okay, this particular thing, I'm not sure I would be the right person to answer this. Kapil IT Skills Hub, I think we have people from them as well here joined in the meet. They would be answering your questions, because they are the people who can rightly answer this rather than me giving some random answer. You can speak to me and ask me any
Yes, yes,
question regarding the
yes.
subject or the training. I'll be ready to answer
Oh,
them.
okay, sir. And one more thing, and last one. And actually, I'm from Bachelor of Arts and degree student.
Okay.
So I don't know about the coding and C plus languages and Java everything. Don't know ever. So I can right. I'm a right person to learn this cyber security.
Can I tell you a funny answer? One of my student is a ninth class student who doesn't
Okay.
even know how to operate normal internet also. I mean, yes, he does know, but ninth class students can easily understand the subject. It doesn't matter what background you come from. The
Okay.
course which I've designed is designed in such a way that it is beginner friendly and it is suitable for everybody. Okay,
Okay.
so already my existing students, they are from different backgrounds like BCom, BA, BSc, and most of them, they are from engineering. Yes, of course, because they do have some idea and they want to get in. But mostly, some people are also from non-IT background. And as I told you, intermediate students and ninth class, 10th class students also join my training. So it's not very hard for you to learn it. Just that you need to have focus during the class, and you should also practice. I spoke of one particular thing during the syllabus when I was explaining, called as prerequisites of hacking. And if I am correctly remembering it, the fifth point in it is you need tons of practice. So only with practice you are going to make it happen. So otherwise, this is one of the easiest subjects that you can get.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, anybody? Feel free, you can ask me anything.
Chance, please do ask the question. You can ask your questions. If you feel shy, you can also write your questions in the chat box or we'll answer it.
Yes, guys, I told you, right? This is not something like a college class, and we are not torturing professors or something. We don't have your internal marks. So we are very friendly for you. You are coming here not to get any, what do you say, some certification like graduation and all. This is more of an upskilling. So it is up to your responsibility to make yourself comfortable so that you can learn easily. Okay. I will try my best to provide you with the knowledge. These people are there, they are spending their time here to make your learning process comfortable and enjoyable. So you have to take advantage and come out of this particular zone, speak up, and it will actually help you even in during your interview process. What do you say, it improves your communication skills as well. You can speak up and ask any question.
Till the time anyone approaches, I just want to share a few things. Firstly, sir explained everything very nicely in detail, what the course will include. And hope everything is clear regarding the syllabus. With the curriculum, we as a corporate training, it's not only we will train you in the subject, with also that we'll be having free communication classes for you, so that your communication skills should improve. There also we have a very good faculty who is almost more than 20 years experience. He'll guide you how to face the interviews, how to be good at your communication. This is the first free thing that Kapil IT Skill Hub will be giving. The second free thing is SQL and Excel classes. With cybersecurity, you will also be learning advanced Excel and SQL. So it's a complete package: communication, cybersecurity, SQL, Excel. This will be a bunch of things that you will be learning here. And I hope I'll share once. Okay, I'll share you one thing. As cybersecurity is the most trending technology now, like everyone wants a cybersecurity person in their office. So I think you should do this thing, learn this thing, upskill yourself. First of all, I would like to congratulate you all that you have thought that I have to do something, I have to learn something. This is the first thing that you have crossed, that you have attained. Now, the second thing is just you have to do the course, learn everything about cybersecurity, and we are here to assist you. We have a special placement officer who will, after the course, who will guide you where to go, where to approach, which company is better. We also have drives here, other companies we bring here for interviews and all. And these are some of the special facilities, especially for our students. Corporate classrooms. See, if you will come here, you will feel like you are an IT professional only, because the atmosphere here is like that. We have trainers are industry experts, so you will feel like you are an IT professional itself from now onwards. So it's like you will be taught with projects, for project oriented training will be there. As I have already spoken, communication class will be there, SQL classes will be there, and also like we have online as well as offline. If you missed any class, we have an LMS platform. All the classes will be uploaded there and you can access it anytime. With this bunch of facilities, we are providing it at just rupees 25,000, and the offer price is 23,000. But for today, it will be like 22,500 only. So if you pay, just you have to just pay 1,000 rupees and register yourself by today, so that you can attain, you can get this much discounts. So regarding any of the any offer or anything, you have any doubts, you can ask me, and sir is also there with us regarding any subject technological questions. If you have, you can ask, and you have to take a decision for yourself. Like if you see you have a view, right? I want to achieve something, right? So what you have to achieve something, for that you have to do, you have to start preparing yourself. If you want an IT job, it's not easy. You have to work for it, you have to invest for it. Just investing 22,500 might get you a good job. That's a small investment, right? So if you have any doubts related to the fee structure or any facilities or any technical, you can ask now. You have a time, and sir is also there. You can ask technical questions also. Any
Yeah.
doubt to anyone?
Hello.
Yes, yes, Mohan.
Yeah. Yeah, may I know the timings for day for class? Actually, I'm staying in Uppal,
Okay. We
so
will,
I want
we,
to choose to come offline.
okay.
So may I know the
So,
timings?
like, what are your convenient times? If I get to know that, we can like plan according to it.
Okay. Actually, I'm choosing in the morning only.
Morning time.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just figure out the timings and the start date. We will let you know very soon. We have like batches running on now also, but still we will figure out the timing and the dates, and we will let you know.
Okay. And you're providing any internships?
Yes.
Actually, someone told that you
Yeah.
will get internships also. So
Yes, after the
I'm not.
course we have like 2 months internship.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll be getting the internship itself here, and after the internship you will be like assisted for the job. Assistance will be given to you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any other person have any doubt, they can ask. Feel free to ask. If like I Hindi is also okay for me. Telugu, I think sir can answer. If you have like in Telugu doubts, sir can also answer. In Hindi, I can answer. So I think it was a very informative session. Any shall we? If you don't have any doubts, we can end it. And like if you want really want to like achieve something, do something. So this is the best opportunity, I should tell. Sir is awesome. Facilities are awesome. 100% place job assistance. Everything is perfect. So I think you should definitely use this opportunity. And like if you are getting a discount, then you should like do it today itself. You can just pay 1,000 and register yourself, because maybe from tomorrow the price will not be like 22,500. So our counselors will approach you. You can also call them, and just by paying 1,000, you can register yourself. Okay, sir, shall we end? Anything you want to share?
I think yeah, pretty much everything is done. The only thing I would say is yes. I'll just give you one example, guys. I don't say it is the case for everybody, but I can surely say this course is going to give you a very super cool clarity on this subject. Be it if you want to make it a career or not, this is going to change your perspective towards the IT industry that you see. So that I can 100% I can guarantee that. because I've seen a lot of students through my career, and this is going to be a very fruitful journey for you also, with a lot of fun, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so make sure you take this opportunity which you have it. And there is one saying, what do you say, one bird in hand is better than two in bush. So take the opportunity when you have it already in your hand. So make the right decision. I hope you will do it.
Yes. Surely the students will definitely do. Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining us today. Thank you.